and then I'm going to try to take us to Facebook in the particular group. And that usually takes about a minute or so, so just hang tight. I just have to give a title. Do you know if you have any people coming on to watch?
I don't. I was just in another meeting, and I have been so crazy busy that I haven't been able to promote a lot of the things that I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I will put it in, I will email it and put it in my social media to go. Yeah.
I just, if people have, if they know friends or families coming on, then I'll make a point of going to the comments and seeing if anybody has questions at the end. But if there isn't anyone that you know specifically coming, then we'll just keep going till the end. So I'm going to hit go live. We'll be live in 3, 2, and 1. Great. It's just getting started. Wonderful. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Realign to Thrive with Facebook Live. I'm Diana Lockett. And I have a wonderful guest this afternoon. This is Eastern time in Canada, so it's afternoon for me right now. And Sherry Brier. Sherry is someone that I got a chance to meet through our joint relationship with the Ignite organization. So Sherry has co-authored a book similar to mine, and I'm going to let her talk about that in a moment. And I had a chance to chat with her because Sherry's based in the Bay Area, in San Francisco area. And she has a really strong mission and a project that she's been working on for some time. And I invited her to come on here today so that she can tell us a little bit about the project that she's working on and her mission and her passion in her life. So welcome so much, Sherry. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Diana, for inviting me. Thanks so much. Yes.
My pleasure.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about the project called the Women Rock Project. Tell me about that project.
Okay, Women Rock Project is the largest online video library of women's wisdom to inspire, educate, and motivate women to fulfill their lives, their vision, their own vision. And it's there are over 500 videos on this site, and they have you can go and you can explore by category. There are over 100 categories of possible lifestyles and careers that a woman can rock. And they're videos, they're short videos, because we have very short attention spans these days, under 4 minutes usually, and some text. And it's my passion, and my vision is that every woman and girl in the world will know that she has some place to go to be inspired and educated and motivated. So that was my vision, and it's there, it's happening.
Wonderful. I love that. And I love the inspiration and the intention behind it. That is so necessary in the world today. Tell us a little bit about where do these videos come from? How do you determine which videos are going to be on there? Do you have particular speakers that you follow or YouTubers that you follow? Like, how do people get their videos on this platform?
Okay. I started this project probably about 5 years ago. And when I did, I actually, I interviewed the women. I actually went out and I spent an hour with each of the women and interviewed them, asked them all these different questions. And then I condensed it. I actually learned to edit these videos. And I went from an hour to less than 4 minutes usually. because we do have very short attention spans. And how do I find them? So this is what I did for quite a long time. I was interviewing and editing and posting these women. And then it became, I wanted to branch out. I wanted to be able to include women, inspiring women from all walks of life and from all different places in the world. So I actually started I did a lot of it virtually. I went into the inner virtual world and looked for inspiring women. And that's where I got a lot of them. So a lot of these videos are not ones that I made. They were ones that were either made particularly for these women, or they were just, they're there, they were there. And I have been so inspired by them. I mean, this has allowed me to have women from, I mean, I have Kamala Harris. I just uploaded Serena Williams. I have women, all kinds of lifestyles, all kinds of careers, from presidents of different organizations to people that you probably have never heard of, but when I heard their story, I was so inspired.
Wonderful. And so you said you take a video that they have that's an hour long and you shrink it to a 4-minute video. So you listen to it and you find the golden nuggets in there that you feel your listeners would want to hear.
When I was doing the videos, when I was creating the videos, that's what I would do.
Mhm.
Now I just look for shorter videos that are
Okay.
already made, that are already
Yeah.
done. So I don't edit those.
Yeah.
Those are ones that either they have uploaded, or they come from interviews, or stories and things that they have about them.
Mhm. I love when I get a chance to meet inspiring, motivational, and impactful women like yourself that not only have this dream, but they actually follow through with it. And I have this expression that I use that I call the gap between our birth and our death is what we call the gap. And the gap stands for grace, action, and passion. And when we can find those three and merge them together, grace, action, and passion, we're living a life on purpose.
Mhm,
And a lot of times people have the grace and they have the passion, but they don't take the action.
mhm, mhm.
And so they miss out on this opportunity, not for them, but for the rest of the world. So you've put together essentially a library of inspiring, motivating videos for women to be able to go to anytime, right? They can
Mhm.
download them anytime.
Oh, absolutely. It's
Yeah,
all there. It's
yeah,
right on the site. You can
yeah.
go there and you'll see, all the videos right there. You can choose your category, or
Mm,
just go through different pages and see, oh, that woman looks interesting. What does she do? And
mhm.
how could she inspire me?
Wonderful. I love it. And so necessary today when, I mean, it's COVID, right? We're in the middle of this pandemic. People are home and people are attached to their screens. And why not choose to put something in your brain to
Hmm.
listen to something that's going to empower you and inspire you rather than dull your brain and your light? What are
Yeah.
some of does anything come to mind for you of some of your favorite either speakers or videos that you've placed on the platform that might be some like let's go check that out?
Okay. Well, the two that I upload one video each week, at least
Okay.
one video each week, all
And
through
how long have you
these.
been doing this?
This is 5 or 6 years, I
Oh,
think.
wow. So you have lots of
Uh,
videos.
oh, there's, I guess they're close to 600 now.
Amazing.
The two, I'll just tell you about the two that I just uploaded the last 2 weeks. Uh, One is Amanda Gorman. I think that was her name, Amanda Gorman. She was the young woman who spoke at or the poet who spoke at the inauguration here in the
Mm,
US.
mm.
And I mean, she's 22 years old, and she is one of the most inspirational people I know, inspiring people I know. And so I would suggest you go there, start there, because it's just, I mean, she's fabulous. And then the other person that I uploaded, and I don't often do that, is a 10-year-old girl.
Mm.
And she, she she made an invention. She went on Shark Tank. I don't know if everybody knows about Shark Tank or if it just plays here in the US,
Yeah, I think
but she,
Canadians know about Shark Tank.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So she made a pitch for money so that she could bring her invention to market. And this video is so adorable. She is so amazing. I mean, even the shark said, "You're 10 years old." Like, she's amazing. So yes, she invented this product. She saw a need and she invented it, and she found a way to bring it to market. And it's a big product that's in all the big stores.
Do you know what the product is?
Yeah, it's a little spoon. It's a little they're different shapes of little animals, but with a spoon on the bottom. And she invented it because she saw that her mother was afraid that the baby that she was feeding, this little sister, was going to uh, be harmed by metal spoons. So
Mm.
so this is a flexible plastic rubber spoon with a little
Amazing.
animal on it, and it's big time. I mean, like, big time.
That is so courageous for a 10-year-old. I'm going to go watch that video.
Yeah, you have to see
And
that.
recently I was on a summit, and the summit, it was a summit for like a dream big summit. Bring your light into the world, and what do you dream, and how do we get there? And I was one of the speakers on the summit, and they had a 7-year-old on the summit speaking. And she gave a beautiful, like a 7 to 10 minute talk on non-attachment, patience, and she related it to having planted a seed, and
Mhm.
watching it grow, and how hers was the last one to grow, and in her classroom, and just the teachings and the lessons she got from that. And I think, wow, these young girls today, watch out, right? Let's keep our eye on them, because they are going to be the change makers in the world in the future. And I'm really inspired by the courage it takes for a young child to get up to do that talk. And then is the talk that you have on your platform, is that the pitch that she gave, or is that a separate video that she did?
Now this was there were so many interesting videos about her or with her that
Mm,
I wasn't sure what I wanted to upload. But
yeah,
this one is actually her appearance on Shark Tank.
cool.
She was just, she's there in front of what do they have, 5 sharks, and she's telling them about her product. And she mentioned something, and they said, "Well, what does that mean?" I mean, it was a technical term that they didn't even know what meant. And she's this little 10-year-old telling them, and they're going, "Oh, okay."
Amazing. I'm going to
Yeah,
check that one out too.
yeah, yeah, it's cute.
Fantastic. Now, I also know, Sherry, that in addition to having been one of the contributing authors to the Ignite series, and which book were you in Ignite?
I was in Ignite Your Life for Conscious Leaders.
Okay, wonderful. Perfect title for you.
Mhm.
You've also written your solo book,
I did. I
right?
did.
Tell us about your solo book.
Well, I have 2 solo books. One I
Okay.
published about 5 years ago. It's called Doorway to Ecstasy: A Dancer's Initiation. And it is my memoir about my life in dance. And it's also a guidebook for conscious movement. So and I wrote that because that had been my passion for 30 years. I've had my own dance studio for over 30 years. I teach every day. I taught, private classes and group classes, and I had information that I felt was necessary for people to know about a particular um, dance subject. So I wrote that book. And just now, when we got locked down here, my studio was closed, and I then was able, after all this time, to focus on letting people know about Women Rock Project. So I
Mhm.
thought, well, what could I do that would be new, that would be newsworthy, that would help bring people to the project? So I decided to write a book, and I did, and it's
Just
called
like that.
Just Like That, Just Like That. Yeah.
Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm in the process of writing my solo book, and it's not just like that for me.
Yeah.
That's mine is kind of gone like this. I write a little, I put it down. But good for you, Sherry. You wrote it and you published it
Yes,
within this COVID period.
I
And
did. I
for those
started
of
it.
you, sorry,
Yeah.
for those of you who haven't ever authored or published a book, it can be that quick. It can be that quick. But what happens in my case is life gets in the way. But I love your commitment, your dedication to getting this out there. So tell us about this book.
So this book is called Daring, Dazzling, Divine:
Love
Secrets to
it.
Rock Your Life. Secrets to
Mhm.
Rock Your Life. And I had help. Usually I do everything on my own, but this time I said, I need a coach. So my coach was JB from Ignite, and I
So
had
JB Owens, for those of you who
JB
don't know,
Owens,
JB
yeah,
Owens
and
is the chief editor of Ignite.
right, and their chief editor, or maybe only editor, I'm not sure. She was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So
Is that
this book,
Andy?
Andy,
We'll
yes,
plug in for
Andy,
Andy there. Yeah.
yes, Andy. Uh, so this book is a collection. I call it, let's see, I call it a treasure chest of women's lives, stories, hopes, dreams, and wisdom.
Hmm.
It's a standalone book. You don't have to have gone to Women Rock Project, or you can, either one is, they're not, you don't have to do both. You don't have to be involved with both of them. But the book does have a lot of the women who are on Women Rock Project. I had, a while back, I decided I wanted to write a syndicated column, a newspaper
Mm.
column. So I had taken a lot of the videos that I had interviewed the women, and I made short columns that I was hoping to put in newspapers. And those are in there. And then there's some of my speeches. It's a compilation of things. It's some of my speeches, some of my articles, and some of the interviews. And I put them all together in those sections. So there are sections on daring women,
Mhm.
dazzling women, and divine women. And
Beautiful. Can we see the
it's
cover?
very,
Can you show
yes,
us the book?
absolutely. Can
There
you
you go,
see that?
guys. Oh, beautiful. I love the photo. And where can
Yeah.
people find that book?
You can find this book on Amazon, or I should mention first, you can find this book in your local bookstores, or they can order it for you. So Daring, Dazzling, and Divine: Secrets to Rock Your Life. And it's very accessible. I know people are writing some really pretty deep and heavy books right now, some, processes and things to transform your life. And for me, this is the process: be
Mhm.
daring, be dazzling, be divine. And it has different stories of different women, as I said. And then at the end of each chapter, it has questions, and you can write right in the book. There's room to journal right in the book. Having read this story, what could you do? And I ask some questions, and then the last question is always, what could you do today to be more daring?
Mm.
People need a call to action.
Yeah.
We take in so much information,
Yeah.
and I think that questions are the way in, the way to
Mm.
everything. You ask a question and you wait for the answer.
Yeah. What comes to mind when you speak about your intention behind the book is there's a sense of elegance and simplicity. That transformation doesn't have to be hard.
You know, the thing is, and that's exactly right. I love that elegance and simplicity. You can spend, I mean, I've contemplated this for years. You can spend years in therapy, or you can be, all these different things that people try. And in the end, yes, they're all valuable. And in the end, you come to a point where you just have to jump,
Mhm.
that's one of my mantras, is run, 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 jump. You come
Mhm.
to that point, okay, I get it. I get why I'm this way, and I get about my childhood, and I get, I've tried all these processes, and you come to that crossroads, and you
Mhm.
say, okay, I'm either going to do it or not. I'm either going to
Mm.
change or not.
Mhm.
And so elegance and simplicity, yes, and run, run,
Mm.
run, jump.
Now, I had the run, 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 jump mantra as well for a while, and recently working with my coach, and I'm a personal development life coach as well, spiritual coach, and so I have my own coaches. I actually have four, for different areas of my life that I'm wanting support in. And one of the things that we worked on is moving from jump to soar.
Aha.
So that there
Yes.
isn't this, not, I'm not jumping into fear. I'm literally surrendering and soaring into greatness. And
Mhm.
I loved that. For me, there was a permission to just to be okay, that it wasn't like I'm not jumping into the unknown. I'm just letting the floor soften below me and soaring up. So just a
Mhm.
slightly different way of putting it. And I hear you, people can spend years and years in therapy. And if that's your pathway, please do it. There's no judgment here at all. This is a judgment-free zone. But I
Yes.
recently was coaching a woman who said, like, how long are we going to work together for? And I said, well, first of all, we don't have to work together at all.
Mhm.
and and I'm not a lifer. I'm not a lifer therapist. I am a coach. And if I can't get you to move towards different action steps in your life quickly, then we're not doing the right work.
Mhm.
And so I love that, this is another tool that people can access. And for people who want to do it on their own, and they're ready to do it on their own and open the book and they're going to hold themselves accountable and do the work. Amazing, amazing.
Mhm.
Personal
Yeah.
development and growth and transformation comes in so many different ways and so many different
Yeah.
avenues.
And
I'm
I know
curious.
I oh,
Go
well,
ahead.
I
Yeah.
one of the people who, I most admired as a coach, and a therapist was his thing was that, his vision, his goal was to put himself out of business as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not hang on and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. 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 Gently, gently let go. Gently let go from both sides, right?
yeah.
And why did you start the Women Rock project? Like, why that particular platform? What inspired you to do that? I know that you wanted to bring inspiration and vision for women around the world, but why did you choose that platform? Was there something that was calling you around that virtual video modality?
Okay, so it was actually a revelation, a vision from above.
Mhm.
It was something that was given to me to do. I had my own need to transcend my life of what was happening. I had, as I said, I'm a dancer, dance every day, teach every day, perform. And I was on a vacation in Jordan and Israel, and I started having pains in my legs.
Mhm.
And I mean, so severe that I really didn't know if I could, even finish the vacation, if I could go home and teach my classes. And I got home, and the doctors told me I needed hip replacements,
Mm.
and which is a really bad diagnosis for a dancer. Well,
Yeah.
and really bad for me because I am doctor phobic. I had no Having surgery was not on my radar at all. And
Mm.
so I put it off and I put it off until the point where I had to let go of all my classes except for my advanced class and my dance company rehearsals, because those I could go in with my cane and sit down and tell my dancers what to do because they'd been with me for so long, and I would
Mm.
just tap out the rhythm, the timing with my cane. And then there came a point where I realized that this is not sustainable, and I jumped. I ran, jumped, and I had the surgery.
Mhm.
And as I was recuperating, walking back and forth on my deck with my walker first, and then the cane, and then um, doing lots and lots of physical therapy, and not knowing whether I'd even be able to walk well, let alone dance, I kept asking Spirit, okay, well, if I can't do, what I've been doing, if this is not my way of life after 30 years, what do I do? And how do I continue to inspire women, which has always been my main. I love creating beauty. I love creating dances, but my intention through dance has always been to inspire women to fulfill their own potential.
Mhm.
So I would ask, pray, what can I do? And one night I actually had a vision, and
Mhm.
it said, you are, you are to create womenrockproject.com, the largest
Love
online
it.
video library. And I said, I don't know anything about that. So I don't know, but it was given to me. I asked,
Yeah.
and you have to answer. You have to say
Mhm.
yes if it was given. So I started reading about women who were in the position that I felt that I was in, which was they came to a point where they just couldn't take it anymore, or they had to change through different whether it be divorce or depression or loss of job or whatever it was, and how they navigated their lives after that. And they were, and it was really helping me. So then I said, hey, I want to go out and interview these women. So that's how I started, with women around me. And I interviewed them for an hour and cut it down to, excuse me, then I had to learn how to edit, cut it down to about 4 minutes. And that's basically how it came about. And I learned to edit. I started uploading it and finding that people were feeling really supported by that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Wonderful.
the book, how the book came about is, okay, so I don't want to be a coach in terms of, I love being a coach in terms of dance, but I don't want to be a coach, with people coming and asking me what they should do in their life. But I saw, excuse me, I saw as I was editing these videos that there was a recurring theme and lessons that all of these women were learning. And I distilled it into the realization that, I guess that's my process. You have to be daring. You have to be willing to be dazzling, to be seen, to come out in the light. And you have to be willing to be divine, which means that you need to open your vision to include the rest of the world.
Beautiful. I just need to exhale and feel all that. There's so much wisdom and so much beauty in that intention. If you had one last message, nugget of advice to give women today, what would you want them to know?
Oh my goodness, one last nugget. Well, as we see, the unexpected happens. We go along, we trot along, and we think, okay, things are going to just be the same. Well, we see that things change. We're seeing that life is short. We're seeing that hopefully we will come out of this, and this is a time to, big word these days is pivot. There's a possibility of changing your life. This is the time, this is the place.
Yeah.
And I would say, just gather up your courage and run, jump.
This is the time and this is the place. I love that too. Run, jump. But this is the time and this is the place. I'm writing that down. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Sherry. Tell me, tell the audience, where can they find you? So do you want them to go to womenrockprojects.com, or is there somewhere else they could find you as well?
Well, you can find me. You can go to, if you want to find out all the different possibilities of things that I do, you can go to sherrybrier.com, and that's on any of the social media. But I would like to send them to womenrockproject.com. And if I could, I would like to tell them that they can go there and click on the icon on the banner and get their own personal video or their own personal catalog of 100 plus lifestyles a woman can rock. And
Fantastic.
yes, they can download that and they will have that forever on their own computer. And it is, it's inspiring. You just look at it, there are several videos, and then there's the text. I guess there's about 20 some pages. And so I would say that, or you can go to womenrockproject.com/summit. And that will take you to the free gift.
Wonderful. And it's a free platform?
The platform is absolutely free. It's a service. People keep telling me I have to monetize it somehow. And that's not what it is.
Yeah. There's a place for monetization, and then there's a place for service and heart-centered gifts. And I love that this is there. And can I ask one last question, please? If anybody wants to have a video uploaded to the site, how does that process work?
Okay, well, you can email me and suggest someone, or send the video along, and I will see if that's, if I feel that will be inspiring to other people, they can do that. I did have that was an option early on, and then it was, I didn't continue with that. But yeah, that's a good idea. I could open that up again and see what people send to me.
Careful what you open up though, right? Because it could get
Well,
really big. So let's say this. Anybody watching this, if you feel you have an inspiring video that you'd love to have uploaded to the platform, message me and I'll put you in touch with Sherry. How's that?
Oh, that's perfect, Diana.
Okay.
Thank you. You can
Okay.
deal
My
with
pleasure.
the with the big mess.
I tend to do that a lot. I tend to be like a vet,
Uh-huh.
the people to connect them to other people. So I'm totally
Mhm.
happy to do that. I'm so happy that you joined us today, Sherry. Thank you so much for all the work that you're doing to inspire women in the world today. Check out the platform, womenrockproject.com. Sherry, thank you and stay well and
Yes,
keep
you too,
keep doing the
Diana.
amazing work you're doing. Thank you.
You as well. Thank you.